Hello, this will be my first video about my Spider-Man collection. I'm going for the entire first volume, from 1 through 441, and this channel will overall be dedicated to my collection journey as a whole, as I'm just starting college, and I've decided why not document the journey, since now I have more access to higher-end books. As you'll see later parts of the series, even though I'm still very young, I have some pretty impressive books, all things considered. Starting off, final book in the run, 441. Pretty underrated book. You get this book for like 10, 20 bucks Canadian. But it's just hard to find. But whenever I do find one, I always pick up a copy. Just, you never know one day, right? Nice book to hold on to. Next up, 440. Overall, the run is very complete. But as you see in the later issues, there's some holes. Missing most of the keys that I have acquired over the years, as I'm much more of a key collector. But I got to the point where I had, 129, 300. It's like, I want to get all the big Spider-Man keys anyways. My favorite hero of all time. I might as well go for the whole run while I'm at it, instead of just avoiding all the filler. Because the filler is still good to collect. Anytime, any day, you have a filler ASM, it will sell. So why not? And the cost kind of like that. It's also an investment of sorts, right? Sure, it's not as good as a stock or most stuff like that, but it brings me happiness. And worst comes to worst, I ever need to buy a house, I ever need a car, I could sell it pretty reasonably at close to fair market value in an auction or some sort. And hope it doesn't happen. I get to keep all my books. It's a very good system. So yeah, this run I started collecting when I was about 14 or so. But I collected comics prior. I was about 11. I've been collecting comics with my dad. Started out just, ooh, let's get a Spawn 1. That'd be really cool. And then quickly turned to, hey, I have a loan. Take Spider-Man 300. And yeah, so I was like about 12 or 13. I do it on my own pretty much. My dad tries to learn still, but he gets lost when I talk about stuff like Spider-Man 14 I got a copy of recently. He doesn't fathom why it costs, $1,000 for a low-grade copy. He's still very much just random Spawn books and kind of lets me do my thing with this. Yeah, this book I have 2 copies of. Honestly, I'm unsure why. I noticed that earlier today. I'll probably sell one, keep another, but one's newsstand, one's direct. So I'm not sure. Back then, later then, because these are like early 90s, mid 90s, newsstands were much more rare. Even people say these are rare for the 80s, like 300 newsstand is rare. It's really not, just the high grades are. Low grade, it's about like 50-50 in terms of rarity. But when you get to this age, newsstands truly do become rare. I'd say 1 in every 20 or 30 books in this era I find are newsstand, and I buy quite a bit of small collections, go to Comic Cons often, so I do have experience with buying multiple quantities of specific books. So my collection at this point is pretty much entirely Spider-Man, but of course, as I'm nearing the end of the run, I'm seeing about, I want to say 60 or so books, mostly Silver Age filler and the first 20. Might move towards more keys, Golden Age. I'm a big fan of L.B. Cole, those sorts of artists. So over the years for this channel, you will see me slowly but surely get this key issue, especially once I graduate and have an actual income, because currently my entire income is all from just reselling comic books. People say it's not possible. Every time I go to Comic Cons, I always hear when I mention, I resell books to buy. My coach is like, oh, that doesn't work. You won't get cool books. But then I come home, I see stuff like Spider-Man 129, Spider-Man 14, and I know exactly where those came from. It truly is just patience and buying books. Of course, I'm younger, so I have more free time. But again, if you just patience, go to conventions whenever you can, scour auctions. you will find deals, and you can flip books and use that to buy bigger books. It's a very slow process overall, but it truly does work out in the end. Again, I've been doing this since I was 13, now I'm 18, so that's like 5 years just ASM. And sure, it seems like a lot. Wow, 5 years for what, 370 books? But it's rewarding. It really is. There's some days, some weeks, I get, 20 books in one really big auction, good deal. Other times I go 2 months, no books, but then have enough money for a big key. Like recently I got a first Lizard. That should be coming in the mail soon. You never know, because back when I first started, books like that were on table. I got my 300. I was like, wow, I would have never owned this book if I hadn't got a loan from my dad. But I paid him back quickly, of course. But there was also a time I had 4 copies at one point. Just a couple from collections and 1 from a trade. Just because, hey, it's easier to trade a big DC book. Well, shit. Give me a second. You know what? I'll get one after this video. Fuck. Anyways, but yeah, you gotta... There's always ways to get books like that. Books that seem like grails all of a sudden become easy once you find those connections and you realize, hey, if I just put my mind to it, it will work out. Patience. I mean, so many collectors, they want all the big books, which of course everyone does. But when it's 3-4 months in, they don't have it. They have their small collection, small keys, low grade. They're upset. Like, now I want to get rid of these to get the big books, which of course you can do, but it's not going to happen day of. You have to now take the time to sell your current books and learn from it. Because of course, I've made mistakes along the way. I've lost on many, many books. But I learned from that, and now I can confidently say I'm an experienced collector. And I go to these conventions. I know most of the vendors there by name. I've dealt with many of them dozens of times. And yeah, 18 years old, I have a collection, almost complete Spider-Man, and the future looks bright in terms of collecting. The plan is currently, once I graduate, just continue flipping books. Who knows, they put it towards a house one day, or something along those lines. And yeah, that's all for this first video. Of course, it's very rough. I apologize for that. This is my first video ever, so don't expect too much of upload. It'll probably be whenever I get mail, then of course the next parts for the series where I show off my collection from 441 to number 1. Well, actually number 4. I don't have a number 1, unfortunately. That's all. Thank you for watching.